Hi, it's Daniel with Resurrected Garage. In this video, I'm going to show y'all what we did for sick week. We just did ward. It was one of those things that I wasn't planning on doing, but with everything that happened, I felt like it would be a good thing to do, just take the truck down and, work the bugs out. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit of the build and the stuff I did to get it ready to do basically 1,000 street miles. And all the stuff along the way. I didn't film a whole lot of the racing because there was a ton of other people that filmed that, and this video is not about event coverage, it's about what I did during the event. So follow along, enjoy. It was a pretty good trip. I don't really have any complaints. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. One more thing I wanted to say. I have not quite figured out yet how to film and edit and do everything by myself, so I missed a lot of stuff. There's some stuff that I should have filmed that I didn't. There's some stuff I had to fix with subtitles. There's some stuff I had to voice over. I'm sorry, we will get better. I'm learning my way through this the best I can. So it's a learning experience, it's a learning curve, so bear with me. And after this video, we will get back to doing builds and we'll make it homes. I've got some pretty exciting stuff in the works. I've got car in North Dakota I've got to go get. I'm going to try to drive that one home. That should be exciting. I'm going to finish up the Green Firebird. There's going to be some good events we do with that one this year. And the red Trans Am from the junkyard. I've almost got it buttoned up. That video will probably be coming out next. I've got to do some more interior swapping around with it and then actually drive it somewhere. And that's all I like on it. It's running and driving, so stay tuned. There's some exciting things coming. So I'm in an unusual place. We are gonna work on the International. I'm gonna start ticking through my list. I'll read the list off to y'all. Trying to get ready for sick week. I'm just doing ward. This is one of those things I'm doing for Brittany. So we're gonna button up some of the stuff on the truck and we're gonna go do it. When we were in the hospital, she was talking about wanting to get better. So even though we weren't racing, we could go do ward again. Take the truck and work the bugs out so we could go drag and drive it. So I'm gonna go do what we were intending to do anyway. But we need lights. I got no headlights, tail lights, or turn signals. The only lights I have are brake lights. So that's pretty important. I need rear street tires. The tires I have are sketchy at best. And the steering box and the steering column. The steering box is what I bought her for Christmas because this one's loose. So I'm gonna try to get that put on. And the steering column, it's got a Ford column in it. I have a nice aftermarket column that has a turn signal switch in it. Seats and seat belts, gauges. The hood's not latched. It's just held on with ratchet straps underneath. I really need to fix that. The truck has a heater in it and a wiper motor. I don't know if the stuff works or not, but I'm gonna hook it up and see maybe. And I have mufflers on my list. We all know that's probably not gonna happen. And the engine crossover has only been tacked. I never final welded it, but it's probably also fine. And then a nut and bolt check. That's top of the list. Absolutely has to happen because I haven't done that yet, and I shouldn't have drove it at all until I nut and bolt checked the whole truck. So anyway, I'm not going to show some of this work. I know y'all don't want to watch me wire headlights, but I'll film a bunch of it. We'll do a video, and let's go into sick week. First thing I'm going to do is change the steering box because this one has a quarter round of play and it doesn't tighten up. I've tried, it doesn't get any better than that. This is as good as it gets. Plus I'll show y'all some more stuff about it in just a minute. But without further ado, let's see if we can get the steering shaft off so I can show y'all the unsafe thing I have going on here. I thought that would slide in. And it's moving. There we go. Disregard that. The shaft is cut off too short and it was just round. I ground some flats on it, but I never liked that. It needs a spline shaft. I also don't like this steering shaft that I've cut and welded on that falls apart. So my plan is to put the GM column in here and the right box, and then I think I can get like a steering shaft out of like a Jeep Cherokee. That's a common thing that people use on GM stuff. I think that'll work. So that should be better than this. So I got the old steering box out. It had a smooth shaft that was cut off too short, and I ground 2 flat spots on it and made a groove for the bolt, but it was not good enough. It also has that much play, and it don't tighten up. You can run that screw in or out all you want to, it doesn't matter. You could crank this one down until you lock the box down, it doesn't matter. You crank it down and back it off just a little bit like you're supposed to. Nothing fixes this. So, for Christmas, I got Brittany a new one. This one's off eBay somewhere. It's got a spline shaft. It has no play, very little play, if any. So, we're going to put it on and see how it feels. It's got to be better. Well, I ended up going down to Summit because the Amazon steering shaft U-joint I ordered did not show up, so I had to go get this expensive one, which is probably good. So I got one. It is a 5/8 36 spline on one end for my box and a 3/4 double D on the other end. So I'm going to install this. I'm going to cut apart this piece of steering shaft. Yep, that's the right size. So I can get the double D portion I need. Over here, got my U-joint and my double D steering shaft. I just need to connect it to this piece that I made before. It is, well, this piece isn't sketchy, it's welded well. So I need to cut this to length and connect it to my new steering box, and then we should have very little play. I've got my piece of steering shaft cut. You can see that I have, if I can get the camera to focus, enough to go into my U-joint and plenty to go into here. So without further ado, let's get this installed. The instructions said to make a little divot for the set screw, so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make another divot for the side one. I think that one will do. I found a more real hammer. Yay, it's gonna work. Now, I need a vice grip. I hate jacking around with stuff like that. I believe that is in the center of my little mark I made because it stopped moving. It's tight. That's tight. Tight. The only other thing I need to do now is give it a good solid whack back toward the firewall. Get that column to move free again. Feels more better. I don't know which wire is low beam and which wire is high beam, so I'm going to use my motorcycle battery and test it and see if I can figure it out. I think that's high. Yeah, that's high beam, low beam, high beam. So this is low beam. We're going to wire low beams first. I'm sure somebody's going to correct me with this, but when I do wiring, I like to use heat shrink, and I like to take the little plastic piece off my connector and just crimp it on here and then heat shrink it. I've had better luck with that providing a good result, but to each their own. I also have a lot of people that fuss with me about how I do stuff. And to that I'll say, I drive my junk everywhere. It's never broke down, so I must be doing something right. I'm not a fan of this particular crimper, but I'm not working at the shop, and I don't have that. I'm also not a fan of the fenders of this truck. This is because they're rounded on top and there's literally nowhere to lay your tools. Beautiful. Alright, without further ado, let's test the headlights. Maybe I had the fuse in the wrong slot. Yay. So I got these seats from the swap meet. I got these sliders from the swap meet, and I don't know if they're going to work or not, but we're going to give it a try. So, see if we can flip these over and see if they fit. Well, my seat tracks that I got from the swap meet are a little stuck, so I'm going to try some grease, see if we can get them freed up. I got some penetrating oil, and then let's see what we can do. Well, I don't have a hammer here, but I did figure out that I can get right here and try. And I got this one's moved a little bit, so we are getting somewhere. Move it enough there to do what I need to do. So I think we're going to call that one good. We got my seat tracks modified and mounted. I got to make a crossbar to run between them so I can adjust it, but they're mounted. The seat's got a little bit of angle back to it. It actually feels pretty good. So we're going to put it in the truck and see how it feels. The next order of business I got to tackle is these seats. My brackets fit fine. And I ended up getting some risers when I went to Summit because these were cheap, and I couldn't make them for what I could buy. Sometimes the Chinese have us over a barrel. So the seam, these go together like this. This is future Daniel. I realized as I was making this video that I never showed the seat installed in the truck, like at height. It all looks good. It sits in there nice. These were the sliders and the risers that I bought. The sliders from Swap Meet and the risers from Summit. They all bolt up real nice. The seat, I don't have the little rod to adjust the seat, but I don't care. It's fun. I don't need to adjust it. I also never mentioned that I didn't change this column. I did wire up the turn signal switch in this column, and it works flawlessly. So I have no qualms with that. It's fine. So anyway, there's that. Now I'm about to install an oil pressure gauge and get rid of that. I believe it's a fuel gauge from something. Fuel pressure gauge. Just plug in the hole. So I wanted to say one thing. When you install your oil pressure gauges, get the copper line kit. If you don't get the copper line kit, you will eventually end up with a boot covered in oil. Ask me how I know. Been there, done that. Spend the extra $12. It's worth it. I couldn't get my collectors on here because it hit my old transmission crossover. So I've got this piece of pipe in here now, and this will work. It's a little close, but I can flatten the pipe a little, and I can at least get this exhaust out from under my cab. But I can't run the transmission mount, so I've got some rubber discs in here, and on this end I'm going to put this triple folded up piece of bike inner tube. Then I'm going to put a rubber washer under the bolt and sandwich it all down. So hopefully that will keep it from doing any weird vibrating things and breaking things. That nut is ran down against everything, so it should be good. And yeah, I can definitely, I'm going to have to flatten my pipe just a little bit, but I can get the collector and a piece of pipe on it, which is all I was after. Alright, so we're going to run this thing. We're going to see if our gauges work, because I haven't checked those yet. This one works, my little voltage gauge. Plus I have exhaust on it now, so we're going to see what we get. I got the International in tow. I didn't want to put unnecessary miles on it, just driving it down the interstate to Valdosta. So I'm towing it to Valdosta, and I drove it 1 day before. 2 days if you count the funeral. So the International's in tow. I've also got a motorcycle back there. I'm meeting a guy in Macon to sell the bike because I need fuel money. So I've also got to stop at a parts store. This windshield wiper, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but this windshield is horrible and the wiper blade is so horrible. So I'll give you some wiper blades and stay tuned. I'll keep you all posted. No, we have made it to South Georgia Motorsports Park. The International is registered and unloaded. Probably need to go to a car wash because she's nasty from that trip. It rained the whole time. I'm glad I traded it. But blue truck did well. We get all my junk out and get it in here. Go find me a hotel. We made it to South Georgia Motorsports Park. They're still cleaning the track, but I got the most important thing done. I got the windshield banner on. Yes, I know it says the wrong year. They were out of the ones that said 2025, but it doesn't matter. It has a banner. Brittany wanted a banner on every vehicle, so I'm working on it. One of my favorite things about these events is the diversity of cars. I'm parked beside a Corvette, some Dodge trucks, and one of the cleanest Supras that I've seen.
The Chevy pickup truck comes up next, left-hand side. On the opposite side of the racetrack, for those of you that are scratching your heads like I am, wondering what it is.
So I'm changing the oil in the truck, and I was over here using the wrong tools, the wrong way, as a funnel. I figured I should film that. So, putting oil in it. Hopefully we will have more oil pressure after this, because she was a little low. The oil that came out was pretty thin. And I still spilled it everywhere because I was watching the camera and not watching what I was doing. So, it's you guys' fault, my viewers. I'm gonna start her up and see what our oil pressure looks like now. It came up quicker than before. Made it to Florida. So I believe we're running out of gas. I'm rolling at this point. Still running. There is a gas station at this exit. I do have a gas can, so not the end of the world. We're going to give it a whirl. See if we can roll into this gas station. Anyway, stay tuned. I rolled into the gas station and it shut off. So, God is still looking out for me. I do have one issue. The running lights don't work with the headlights on, so I need to move one of the wires on my switch. So let's do that. So we slept in the truck last night at the lovely foggy rest area. It wasn't terrible, actually. So we're about to head on to Bradenton. I'm about 30 minutes out. So we'll see how things go. I moved all of this stuff to the passenger floorboard or driver's floorboard and then laid over there. And I also made me a thing to hang my hat on so it don't squish my hat like last time. Been filming more of this, but we upgraded it, and I'm probably 45 minutes or an hour for the drive to Orlando. So we're driving. Everything's good. Truck's working good. I do have a drive shaft vibration. The bushing in the back of the trans is wore slap out. I knew that before I started this trip. So there's that. Other than that, it's working fine. Fuel mileage is trash. That's due to the carb being super rich. That's something I need to address. But either way, we're doing the thing. Well, it's morning of day 3. I'm on my way to Orlando. Truck's doing good. Got no complaints. So ride along with me for a minute. Well, we made it to Orlando for day 3, so go see what we can see. I'll do some walk around to the pits today and get some footage of that. I'm not going to film much of the racing because there's 37 other YouTubers doing that, and I quite frankly don't see the point. I may film a couple of just interesting things, but anyway, this is about my trip. So this is more so about to show you that you can take some ragged out thing that you built in your garage and go to events with it, because that's what we did. So yay.
Driven racing oil, there you go, I like it. I promise the caffeine will hit my brain where I will be at a solid 55% by the time we get to being able to race. Drivers are going to be pretty close to on time here this morning, so number 1 is quarantine. So that is if you are quicker than 850. And number 1, 2, or 3 in your class. It is both, not just one. So if you are number 1, 2, or 3 in your class and you are slower than 850, you will come with your regular class calls. Also, please make sure that all drones, unless you have been pre-approved, there should be a small number of
Brittany, I did 2 things off your list. The internationals at the coast. And I got the last sand for the jar. Probably dumb, but we were collecting sand from all the beaches we went to, and there was enough left in the room in the jar for 1 more, so I got it. So day 4 is over. We're about to head to back to Valdosta. Thanks, Keith, who's your ranger, for letting me park in the pits today. It was nice. I didn't have to walk anywhere. So, without further ado, let's make this drive. Good morning, y'all. It is the last day of Sick Week. I've got about 15 miles to go to get to South Georgia Motorsports Park, and that'll be it. We'll be done with this thing. So stay tuned. We'll let you know how it goes. Well, we have made it to South Georgia Motorsports Park. The truck did 850-ish trouble-free miles, so I could not be more happy with it. So anyway, the next time y'all see this truck at a drag and drive, it will be racing. We will not be doing award anymore. I'm getting this thing into a drag and drive. So there's that, but this one was what it was. Sorry there wasn't more adventure on this trip. Everything kind of went well, which I guess is good-ish.